All right, so if you're somebody who's had knee pain in the past or currently, then I'm going to tell you about ways to prevent it from flaring up and from becoming a problem again. I am someone who's had my own knee issues over time, and so the way that you want to focus on keeping your knees nice and youthful and keep the pain at bay is to make sure that you're stretching and doing self-massage techniques. There are several other things you can do to help your knees, but what I'm going to focus on right now is a few stretches to make sure that you could do after every single workout or every single walk or jog. In fact, I just got back from a run, and so for me, I know that I'm about to experience knee pain in the next 24 hours if I don't do these stretches, because I've got some meniscus issues in there, and so as the knees are jammed up and the muscles get tight from a run, or from any exercise for that matter, what happens is they kind of lock it up in there and they cause a lot of friction, and which will cause pain. So what I suggest is that we focus on stretching our quads, hamstrings, and surprisingly, calf muscles can play a big role as well. So I'm just gonna do one side. I'm gonna do my right side right now. I'll do my left side later, but let's do the right. You can do it along with me. If you're driving, don't do this. If you're not driving, I want you to do this with me. It is important that you practice so that you can start to implement with ease. What we're gonna do is start by stretching the quad. So you'll balance, find somewhere to balance, pull that heel right to your butt. Here's an example. Not to the side, right to the butt. And then you're going to squeeze your glute muscle and your abs, and then bring the hip forward slightly. Keep that knee next to the other knee directly beneath your hip. Not out wide, not back here, or right underneath the hip. Drive that hip forward though. You feel a great stretch through the front of your thigh. We hold for about 20 to 30 seconds. I want you to have something to balance on so that you're not focused on your balance. Instead, you are focused on feeling that stretch. All right, so that's one for the quad. Now what you're gonna do is two stretches for the hamstrings. Stretch number one for the hamstrings. Elevated surface, put that leg up there. Leg is straight. Slight lean forward. Notice I'm not reaching like this, rounding my back. Stand up tall. Slight lean forward, leading with upper abdomen. Upper abdomen is what leads the way. I feel a stretch right back here behind the knee, just a little above the knee. If your stretch is primarily down here, then you just need to take your toe, rather than flexed, point that toe forward a little bit and maintain that posture as you slightly lean forward. So the stretch here is gonna get the lower part of your hamstring. Now what we're gonna do is stand up tall, soften that knee a little bit. Same thing, lean forward, just without locking that knee out. But when you lean forward, you're not rounding your back, you're keeping your back posture. Like so. There you go. So you see the angle of my knee has the slightest degree of bend. My posture is, this is the most important part, is my lower back stays arched, not rounded. And now the stretch is higher in the hamstring, way up in here. All right, so after about 20 to 30 seconds there, we're gonna do two calf stretches. This is the surprising one that has shocked me and many others, that the calves play a big role. So one foot up, just like so. You're gonna get that toe as high up, as flexed as you can, get that heel right up into that surface, and you're gonna pull your body, pull your hips forward. So this stretch should be right up in here, nice and high in the calf muscle. Now, if you've got a place to do this stretch, well, then great, just like so. If you don't, a good backup option is pushing that heel down into the ground behind you. Back here, this is the one where we should be feeling it, right below the knee. Okay, so that was stretch one for the calves. That one's the more important one. Stretch number two is the same thing, just you have a subtle bend in that knee. So you'll see my knee is a little bit bent rather than being completely straight like before. You feel the stretch shift down into the lower calf muscle down there. And same thing here. Hold for about 10 seconds on this one. That's mainly a big tendon. It's the soleus muscle, which connects to your Achilles tendon. You don't want to stretch out that tendon for too awfully long. All right, so if you don't have a pole like this, same thing applies. You got a straight leg for the first one, slightly bend that knee for the second one. Heel picks up off the ground, maybe just that much. But those stretches are great for relieving the tightness in those muscles that are contracting and keeping the pressure on that knee joint. So let's go ahead, add the flexibility after your workout. Good 30 seconds. Make sure you get the left and the right. All right, hope that was helpful.